Coming up in home team weather, feels great out there this afternoon. 82 in Tuscaloosa, 86 down in Montgomery. No humidity. What about the forecast for your weekend plans? Weather straight ahead. Stick around.
Investigators say a lover's quarrel led to a fatal shooting in Cottondale. The latest on that investigation is straight ahead. And a local health expert will join us live in our studio for potentially life-saving information on men's health and information about free screenings. We're glad you're with us this evening. I'm Terry Brewer.
And I'm Lauren Brooks. Topping our news this evening, the latest on a shooting that killed a man in Tuscaloosa County, and now another man is charged with murder. The very latest on this investigation is tonight's top story. It happened around 9 o'clock Saturday night on Janine Street in Cottondale. According to Tuscaloosa Metro Homicide Captain Lloyd Baker, 41-year-old Jeffrey Neal Grant was found shot to death. Baker says 27-year-old William Robert Mitchell has now been charged with capital murder in connection with the death. Authorities tell us the shooting happened during a fight over the victim's wife. Baker says the victim and his wife had been separated and she was dating Mitchell.
We think she tried to prevent it. She tried to keep the suspect from coming in the house. She actually tried to stop him once he did. She was pushed down, and she was not able to keep him from retrieving the firearm.
Baker says after discussions with the Tuscaloosa County District Attorney, the charges were upgraded to capital murder because the suspect broke into the house with the intent to assault the victim, making it a murder during burglary.
Also on your crime watch, a Tuscaloosa man has been arrested after leading police on a car chase across town. Now the suspect is behind bars facing multiple charges. Police say 27-year-old Marcus DeAndre Robertson is charged with theft of property, attempting to elude police, and several traffic citations. Authorities say it started early Saturday morning on Skyland Boulevard. That's where an officer attempted to stop Robertson, police say, but investigators say the suspect took off, leading police on a 23-minute chase. The chase ended in front of the federal building on University Boulevard. Police say they used spikes to flatten all 4 tires. Police say the suspect had stolen the vehicle. Robertson is in the Tuscaloosa County Jail on $66,000 bond.
Storm recovery continues up and down 15th Street, but some may be wondering why buildings like Gilda's Salon and Day Spa and Emergicare seem untouched. Director of Planning and Development John McConnell says Gilda's Salon and Day Spa and Emergicare are dealing with 2 different issues. Gilda's is located in the current floodplain maps, and Emergicare is still settling with their insurance company. According to McConnell, under the current floodplain maps, Gilda's Salon fell in the flood hazard area, but under the new maps, that will soon be amended. The owner of Gilda's Salon and Day Spa, Gilda Wells, told WVUA what she's looking forward to most about rebuilding.
The space, accessibility, and we like 15th Street. We like the busyness of all the businesses.
The City Council felt that it was appropriate to grant her a variance to allow her to reconstruct or repair under the modified flood maps that will soon be adopted.
Wells says once they're granted the building permits, she plans to be back up and running in 6 to 8 months.
On your education watch some changes in career tech education. The Tuscaloosa County Board of Education is taking steps to improve the career tech program by adding a new full-time coordinator. The coordinator will be over all of the career tech programs in the system, like cosmetology, automotive technology, construction, and welding. This year is the first year for the county school system to have a welding program, which is being held at Eccles Middle School. Students from Sipsey Valley High School, Tuscaloosa County High School, and students at Eccles Middle all participate in the welding program. Students learn the basics of welding and the opportunities available in the field. Welding teacher Dustin Wright says he hopes the new program will make technical classes a priority once again.
You know, we talk to the kids here about the welding career path tree, where not just going to be a welder. There's things that if you want to pursue college, is metallurgy and engineering and all types of different things, you know, that's wrapped up. It's not so much a either or, you know, they can really work together. The skilled trades can help them in college if they want to go that route, or put them to work. And, you know, we're hoping to start here and get it put back in where it's a priority again, and I think it's becoming that way.
More information about the new career tech position and the programs in the system, all that's coming up tonight on WVUA News at 6.
On your election watch, voters head to the polls a week from tomorrow. Residents will decide on taking hundreds of millions of dollars from a state trust fund to use to balance the state general fund. Secretary of State Beth Chapman says she anticipates around 20 to 21% of people to show up at the polls. Voters will decide whether to approve a constitutional amendment to take about $435 million from the trust fund to use in the state's general fund for 3 years. Governor Bentley has said if the referendum does not pass, it could lead to double-digit cuts across the state.
In Aruba, there's a new twist in the investigation of a missing American woman. Now, you may remember Robin Gardner went missing last year while she was on a trip to Aruba. Her travel partner, Gary Giordano, was held for months after authorities suspected him in the death of Robin Gardner. Giordano claims Gardner was swept out to sea while they were snorkeling. Now, American Express is suing Giordano. Officials want to void a travel insurance policy he took out in Gardner's name before their trip. The suit says the policy is void because the two weren't married, aren't related, and were not business partners. He has already sued American Express to collect on the policy.
In Chicago, 400,000 students are out of school today because their teachers went on strike. 30,000 teachers traded in their grading pens for signs. The union for the teachers and school officials have been trying to reach an agreement on their contract for 10 months now. This morning, when an agreement still had not been met, the teachers took to the streets marching and carrying signs. Chicago is the third largest school district in the country. This marks the first time in 25 years for a teacher's walkout.
On your health watch, could non-alcoholic red wine decrease your blood pressure? Scientists seem to think so, and non-alcoholic red wine may be even better for you. A new study showed men who drank non-alcoholic red wine lowered their blood pressure enough to cut their risk of heart disease by 14% and the risk of having a stroke by 28%, 20%. Researchers accredit the polyphenols in the wine as to why this happens. Well, September is Childhood Obesity Awareness Month.
That's right, and as kids go back to school, health authorities are asking parents to make sure their youngsters stay fit during the school season. Melissa Rainey has more.
Over the last 40 years, obesity rates in children have skyrocketed. According to the American College of Sports Medicine, more than 23 million children and teens in the U.S. ages 2 to 19 are overweight or obese. These children are at a greater risk of having heart problems, joint pain, sleep apnea, even psychological problems. So as school starts, health officials are suggesting ways to make sure your child has a healthy school year. During the summer, many kids get out and play, but as classes begin, they tend to sit more. Fitness experts recommend you make sure to let your children play at least 30 minutes to an hour after they get home from school. And that doesn't mean in front of a TV, that means getting out and moving. Pack a healthy lunch, and if your kids buy lunch, stress the importance of eating a balanced meal, which most schools now provide. Donuts and soda are not lunch. Take your child for a physical, know their body mass index, which indicates if they are overweight. If they're participating in a sport, make sure they get the okay from their doctor that they're healthy enough to participate. And wherever possible, have your children walk to school and other activities. Studies show kids who walk are leaner and fitter than those who take the bus or are driven everywhere. For today's Health Minute, I'm Melissa Rainey.
Coming up next, home team weather. No rain across the deep south this afternoon. We are rain-free, but when will the rain chances return? Your forecast is after the break.
And find out who's offering free prostate screenings in West Alabama. Also how you can learn more. And some bad news on the injury.